Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
It's time to BS.
So if you hear background noise, that's my PlayStation 4. I'm still one of those, morons, or whatever you want to call it, that still owns a PlayStation 4. Technically, it's the Pro. Oh, damn, why do you own a PlayStation 4? Because it's awesome, and I have the Pro version, and enjoy it very much. Jesus. Here's my beef with modern gaming. And I have a very long-standing beef with modern gaming. That the PlayStation 4, let me be clear here, the PlayStation 4 Pro, a majority of the stuff that I own, like I own Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Minecraft, the new Tomb Raider Trilogy, Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, God of War 4 and Ragnarok, some of that stuff was released on PS5. I am not going to drop $700 on a PlayStation 5 when I can just purchase this stuff on the PS4 and I'd be perfectly fine with it. Because I am not a crazy person. I mean, does it annoy me that the PlayStation 4... some newer consoles have stick drift and it annoys the crap out of me. But, really, who cares? So one of the things I want to talk about here today is there have been rumors going around about potential trade partners for Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's my thing. The trade package that would be cost-worthy to trade for Giannis would be astronomical. It'd be insane to consider. Now, where are the Bucks currently? Where are the Milwaukee Bucks currently in terms of rankings here in the month of December in the NBA? Where are they? They are currently 11th in the Eastern Conference. They got 10 wins, 15 losses. Now, perspective, the Knicks are in second place, 16-7. Detroit's 19-5. Who's their coach? Who's the Pistons coach? JB Bickerstaff. Okay, got it. Good to know. Thank you, ESPN. That's wonderful. So, I don't think Milwaukee does it unless they're, willing to get back a seismic return for him. Now, the rumor they're surfacing around the NBA is that the Lakers could pursue Giannis. I am not a Lakers fan. I think that'd be stupid. Unless if you are 100% confident that LeBron is going to retire after this season, you do not do this trade. I'm sorry, you don't do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care what planet you're on. From a business perspective, that is stupid. Right? Wrong button. It is stupid. The idea of a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo going to the Lakers, and then pairing with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. First of all, that would sell tickets for the Lakers. Let's be real here. It screams of desperation by LA. Post LeBron. I don't know. I don't think that a trade. Now, some people say, "Oh, the Knicks could do it." I'm like, really? Really? Do you expect the Knicks to, engage in trade talks with Milwaukee for Giannis? Like, serious question for a second here. Serious question. If the Knicks were to trade for Giannis, what would you give up? That is part of your core. You're going to have to give a part of your core. Like the Josh Hart, a OG Anunoby, potentially Mikal Bridges, and maybe a boatload of first-round picks to go get this guy. By the way, I want to point this out here. If NBA expansion does indeed happen, which it might, you never know, Seattle's going to come back, Vegas is going to get a team, it's pretty much going to happen, I don't know. Just take a guess here. If the NBA were to realistically expand, can we, for the love of God, add more rounds to the NBA draft? For the love of God. It's so stupid because that's just me because I'm like spoiled by the NFL and NHL drafts. Can we just add more rounds, please? And expand the rosters. Like, I don't know if the league would allow it, but it's one of those things where you never know what's going to happen. God, you never know. Good God, man. I don't know. If I were in Milwaukee shoes, I would not give in on this. But that's just me. Because I'm a dude behind a microphone who just sometimes doesn't shut up. Why?
Why? Because them, that's why.
Exactly. Thank you, Dave Chappelle. Oh, boy. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
So we have a returning segment here on this program. It is a wrestling discussion on this program I like to call Ring Time. So here on this edition of Ring Time, we're going to talk about Survivor Series. Which, if you watched it live... See, here's my gripe with wrestling. And I tweeted about this earlier today as we're recording this. People who say stupid crap, like, I could book the show better than Triple H and Tony Khan, durr. So go book the show? I mean, people that are calling Triple H a fraud, I'm like, you sit behind a computer or your phone and you tweet this stuff about how you can book a show better than Triple H or Tony Khan or so forth. Jesus. God's sakes. I don't know. People are weird. That's just me. So, Survivor Series from Petco Park over in San Diego, California, home of Ron Burgundy. 4 matches happened in this great event. AJ Lee and her team win War Games via submission of Becky Lynch. Okay. I mean, it's cool we got AJ Lee in a match. I don't know what her contract is. Is she only allowed to work a certain amount of dates? Confused. Confused by her deal. I don't know. I'm getting TikTok comments left and right saying like, "Oh, the Falcons are a benchmark." They're not. Like, here's my thing with social media comments. I know one of the great rules of the internet is to never engage in the comments, but sometimes I can't help but like comment back at them and reply back to them and say, "Where did you get the mental gymnastics to see that this was a benchmark game for the Seahawks?" So context be key here before I go on with ring time. Seahawks won today, 31-9 over the Falcons, and I made a post-game reaction video on TikTok. Okay, big deal. And there are these 2 dipwads that have said things like, "Yeah, the Falcons were clearly a must-win game." Like, they weren't? They weren't? Like, where did the mental gymnastics come from for you to get this? I don't know. Anyway, back to ring time. Replay the sound. So AJ Lee and her team win War Games via Becky Lynch submission. Which, by the way, that's going to go on for a while. I think it's cool we're getting AJ Lee back. What's the status of her contract? No idea. But we'll figure that out. Dominic Mysterio regained the Intercontinental title over John Cena via Liv Morgan return. Speaking of Liv Morgan returning, Stephanie Vacquier retained her title against Nikki Bella. And I don't understand the Bellas hype. The only reason they're in the Hall of Fame is because of John Laurinaitis. It's the only reason. Anyway, Liv Morgan's potentially good challenge for the title that Vacquier is holding, the women's world title. Which is cool, because Steph needs some more challengers, and Liv is perfect for that. Also, the IWC is going to lose their ever-loving mind. Because they can't keep their pants clean when it comes to this stuff. Fill in the blanks. Braun Breaker and Team Vision, which was led by Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, and one other person? I can't remember who it was. It's one other person. Logan Paul. Thank you. Wow. Jesus. They beat Team CM Punk along with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. I believe Sammy was involved, and Jimmy Uso. I'm not 100% sure. I don't pay attention enough anymore. But Breaker's going to challenge Punk for the world title. And I can't help myself but just, wow.
What?
Yep. That's my reaction. I can't wait. One more, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Pretty much. Braun Breaker's world title material. Whether it's a heel or babyface, he's world title material. He is a perfect Paul Heyman client. And weirdly enough, if you were to discount Paul Heyman's entire tenure with ECW, everything that man touches as a manager turns to gold. Proof. Brock Lesnar, 10-time world champion. Roman Reigns, third longest title reign fourth longest title reign in WWF history. I think he's the longest title reign the fourth longest title reign in wrestling history at that time. Bruno Sammartino, well, in the WWE history, he's got the fourth longest reign. Bruno's got number 1, Bob Backlund number 2, Hulk Hogan 3, Roman Reigns 4. Anyway, I digress. CM Punk. Okay, he was technically the first Paul Heyman guy. Sure, whatever. Seth Rollins. Okay, bad example. Not a big Seth guy. But that's just me. But Braun Breaker screams World Championship all over his face. Just get it all in there. Not like that, but, he looks like a Steiner. He talks like because he is a Steiner kid, but he's Rick Steiner's son. Right? Yeah, Rick's son. And the only thing it's missing is the Steiner name. If he was like Rex Steiner, that'd be awesome. But he's not. If Braun Breaker loses this title shot on January 6th against CM Punk on Raw, then I am very much convinced that Breaker's winning the Rumble. Very much convinced. Speaking of nonsense, or whatever you want to call it, let's call it. Speaking of awesome. Yeah, speaking of awesome, in fact. TNA finally returns to network television after over 10 years. They have a deal announced with AMC. They're going to be now officially on AMC TV and streaming on AMC Plus starting in January of 2026. Where's the button? We got more coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
That's awesome. So you love to see that for a promotion like TNA, which has been through the gutter and back twice. Now, I'm going to take this moment to praise the work that has happened here with AEW. Because AEW helped put Impact Wrestling at the time back on the map with the Kenny Omega belt collector gimmick, which worked, shockingly enough. Weird, I know. But in light of TNA Wrestling and Thursday Night Impact Wrestling getting on AMC TV, I want to talk about it. Because TNA would not be back on the map if it weren't for their last two partnerships with AEW and most recently NXT. Because AEW was the first one to do it. I'm not going to sit here and glaze over AEW or NXT. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to be honest. AEW did it first. No big deal. That's awesome. Good for them. And NXT helped really put TNA back on the map. But when AEW did the first deal, it helped put Impact Wrestling back on the map. It gave guys like Josh Alexander, Steve Macklin, Frankie Kazarian more talent to work. More talent than just them to work with. And it got eyes on them, which was awesome. And then, guys like Joe Hendry and gals like Deanna Purrazzo, who since went on to AEW. What's his face? Bad example, but Tessa Blanchard, Masha Slamovich. You have awesome, the Rascals. You have ABC, Bullet Club America. Like, you have all these guys that are like, you know what? We can help get TNA back on the map. Scott D'Amore was a big reason to why TNA got back on the map. And, say what you want about Anthem and, Carlos Silva and the work he's doing there. But this wouldn't have happened without Scott D'Amore going, you know what? We got to work with these guys in AEW, get ourselves back on the map because we have the talent to be potentially the number 2 promotion in America behind the WWE. And that's awesome. That's awesome to see. That is awesome to see with a promotion like TNA that has been through crap and so much crap. And you can't just help but root for them and go, that's freaking awesome, dude. Wrong button. That's awesome. And you got all these, like, TNA had their recent pay-per-view over the weekend, a Final Resolution, and they had guys like, the Anderson brothers, CW and, who's the other kid? Brock Anderson, debut along with Bear Bronson, who I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of Bear Bronson in the Indies. That guy's a great worker. That guy can sell. He can tell a story in a match, and he's great in the ring. He's great in the ring. And they got guys like that coming to TNA. That's awesome. It's awesome. It's great to see, like, TNA get back on the map after 15 years of crap. It's awesome, and you love to see that. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and on the YouTube page of Time to BS Podcast. My name's Dan Cruz. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. And I'll see you all in this life, most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone.